Discouragement comes. You're going to face it if you're not already facing it. And as leaders, it feels like it's so much more intense that you want to quit. But I'm going to give you a few things today to help you overcome the discouragement and keep pushing on today on The Everyday Leader. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jim at theeverydayleader.biz, where we help leaders like you become a leader worth following. So remember to hit the subscribe button, turn on bells for notifications so that you can be notified each and every time that we post a video on the channel. There's a lot of reasons why we get discouraged. Maybe you had a fight. Maybe you're in conflict. Maybe you're a church pastor whose church just split. Maybe you're somebody who is facing the greatest decisions of their lives and you're so afraid to make the wrong decision that is really zapping you of all courage and it's causing you to be discouraged. And as leaders, we tend to face discouragement at an intense level. One thing you can do when you're discouraged is look to others. Now, I don't want you to look to everyone. Not everybody has your best interest at heart. Matter of fact, some people are going to just give you things that you don't need, that are things that you don't want. All you sometimes need is somebody to just say, I see you. Well, I'm going to tell you today that I see you. We need to look to others, but we don't need to look to everyone. Not everyone has your best interest at heart. Not everybody has the ability to encourage you. Not everybody is going to be able to move you from a place of discouragement to encouragement. But if you have a right set of people, if you have your inner circle of people, of go-to people, that when you're discouraged, you need to use them. And these are encouragers by nature. These are people that you know when you call, they're not going to give you 3 points on how to fix your problem. They're going to listen and they're going to say, I see you and I'm here for you. You need people like that in your life. If you don't have them, it's time to find them and draw upon them. So when you're feeling great discouragement, this is the time not to shrink back and isolate, but this is the time to move forward and say, hey, I need help. And for some of you leaders, asking for help is a very big obstacle to overcome, but it's an obstacle that must be overcome if you're going to find encouragement. And if you're ever going to be able to lead at higher levels, we need to learn to ask for help. And we do that by looking to others, not to everyone, but to the right people who have the right spirit, who can encourage us the right way. The next thing that you can do to encourage yourself is to reflect on wins. Reflect on past wins is an incredible part of finding encouragement when you're feeling discouraged. Because usually when you're discouraged, you're sitting there wondering what happened and why did it go wrong. Well, if that's the case, go back to all the wins. Now, I know what it feels like to be discouraged and you're saying, man, I just don't feel like there's any wins. There were wins in your life. There was a time when you started your business. There was a time when you wrote that blog that got X amount of views. There was a time when somebody gave their life to Jesus because of you. There was a time when somebody was better off because you breathed and you came into their existence. Listen, there are wins in your life. It's time to go back and reflect on those wins. If you can't remember them, then it may be time to get a journal and write on the front of your journal, say win journal. So this way, every time you have a win, you can write down your win. And when you write down your win, you can sit there and say, hey, when I'm discouraged, let me go back to my win journal so that I can see the wins that were in my life and I can find encouragement. The next thing on our list of how to fight discouragement is simply learn how to encourage yourself. Now, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, right? So one of the ways I encourage myself is I speak scripture, because I do realize that sometimes you feel very low and I believe scripture brings you very high. So for me, I encourage myself through scripture, but that may not be the case for you. So you have to find ways to encourage yourself. So maybe if you feel isolated and discouraged, you go out for a walk. You listen to good music. You sing at the top of your lungs. Even if you can't sing, you still do it. Why? Because things that will uplift you are things that are going to encourage you. And if things that are encouraging you fight the discouragement, then those are the things you need to focus on. Wherever that is in your life, wherever that is in your sphere of influence, find the things that you can do to encourage yourself. Because there are times when you can't find others, when you may not have a win journal, so you have to find a way to encourage yourself. And learning to encourage yourself could be the best strategy that you've ever implemented in a leader's life, because discouragement will come, discouragement will stay, and it could stay for a little while, but you with these strategies can overcome them quickly and get back to business as normal, if not business better. But here's the thing, understand And discouragement is a temporary emotion that feels permanent. But let me tell you, if you do these things, you can actually move beyond discouragement quite quickly and get back to who you are as a leader. Guys, thanks for watching the channel. And if you want to continue your journey as a leader, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and click this little video that just popped up. And so that way you can continue your journey on how to be a leader